current racism and discrimination to make up for past racism and discrimination. That's equity. Even on its face, that's wrong. Like, if you look at the history of slavery, you look at the history of racism, that's wrong. But even if it were 100% true, let's just say it's 100% true that slavery never took place anywhere in the world except for the United States of America, and that slavery was strictly uh, white on black, which it was not. I don't even understand how people can go along with that premise because historically it's wildly inaccurate. But let's just say it's 100% true that racism was confined to America, that slavery was confined to America, and that it was more than just the 1% of white people uh, uh, hiring, not hiring, owning slaves. Let's just say all of that. The 1% is not true. You know, it's not the Bill Gates and the Elon Musk's of that type of wealth. Those are the people who had big plantations and stuff. But let's just again pretend all that's false. So you're telling me your current position is current racism and discrimination to make up for past racism and discrimination. To go completely counter to Martin Luther King Jr., the character of your your being, your soul. And now we're going to reward or punish people based on their skin color. Racism is racism. It doesn't matter who it's practiced against. And I think people really need to put that in front and center when they vote. Mandatory vaccines. A vaccine that does not stop the spread, doesn't stop you from getting it, doesn't stop other people from getting it. It's documented fact for those who care to look that early treatments were stopped. Like saying ivermectin is horse paste is a joke to well informed, educated people. Like if you think ivermectin is horse paste, it doesn't matter how many degrees you hold. You are ignorant of the facts. And that's okay. You can make a bad decision, but don't force other people to make decisions that you would make. Even if you're right, you don't do that. Um, is there a scenario in which you could say, "Hey, we have to take this"? Yes. Is this one it? No. It's not even close. Compare this vaccine to any other vaccine. This is not even the vaccine. It's an it's a treatment, and not an effective one. Certainly not a safe one. So vote accordingly, just on those two things alone. Like if you want freedom from the government telling you as a grown adult that, hey, I did the research, I talked to my doctor, I don't want to do this. Don't vote for a party who's going to make you do it anyway, who's going to take away your health. Like, that's just a big deal to me because my health was taken away. Stage 4 non smoking, lung cancer, that doesn't happen until it does. So when you vote, you got to think about that and you got to think about equality. And it might not affect you if you're super rich, but if you're like me, struggling to make ends meet, I can't give my kids 30, 40 grand as a down payment on a house. They're going to have to do that by themselves. And right now, Bank of America is offering 0%, zero money down, but you can't be white. How is that right? This is all about socioeconomics. It's all about, like, 200 years ago, if you were poor, there's a good chance you'd be a slave. Doesn't matter what color your skin is. We have to do better. We have to be like Martin Luther King Jr. Equality, character of your, you know, like I'm all on board with anybody stamping out racism, but I'm finding out people aren't serious about that. They want to perpetuate it by crying equity, by crying, you know, 200 years ago, 300 years ago, 400 years ago. This happened to, well, it didn't happen to me, but it happened to people who look like me. Like, come on. But if you're for present racism and discrimination to make up for what you feel is past discrimination and racism, you're a racist.